It looks like things are really falling apart for Prince Harry. There are whispers that he's trying to distance himself from Meghan Markle. A royal commentator on YouTube, Pa, is going to analyze this, but first, here's what Charlotte Griffiths from the Mail on Sunday said on the Daily Mail's Palace Confidential. Apparently, Harry's been trying to figure out how to become popular again. He wants to go back to being the cheeky chappy everyone loved. That's why he's been doing those silly public appearances, like the one with Jelly Roll where he pretended to get a tattoo. He's desperate to recapture that fun-loving, Playboy prince image. But let's be honest, having Meghan by his side doesn't exactly help with that. Charlotte thinks he's making a serious effort to win back the public, but she doesn't know what Meghan's up to. Pa then jumps in, saying they should get on with the discussion. Charlotte adds that Meghan, meanwhile, is planning to rebrand herself as a Martha Stewart-like figure with her own cooking show in the new year. It seems they're going in completely different directions with their public images. Pa agrees, saying it makes perfect sense. Harry can see his popularity tanking. Life in California hasn't been the fairy tale he expected. He's reassessing everything, trying to find himself again. This could be a sign of major problems in their marriage, as he's trying to distance himself and salvage his own reputation. Pa reminds everyone that they talked about this over a year ago, when there were rumors about Harry potentially moving to New York and living separately with his kids. It looks like he's preparing for this change, desperately trying to reclaim his individuality, since he's lost so much. He's lost his royal patronages, titles, and even his military medals. His identity has been practically erased, leaving him feeling empty. He's clearly struggling mentally, trying to find some clarity in this mess. He's a broken man. Even though he's had mental health struggles in the past, he seems to be trying to find himself again. While some might say he brought this on himself, it's important for him to learn from his mistakes. Maybe if people see him change and grow, they'll forgive him. He might be able to get back some of that old charm, but it will take a lot of soul searching. At 40, he's not the carefree young man he once was. This is his current path. Another commentator strongly disagrees, arguing that Harry can't ever get back what he's lost. They believe his actions are unforgivable. They mention his court case against the British press, suggesting it's more about revenge and embarrassing his family. These lawsuits could even reveal private emails from the late Queen Elizabeth, which could humiliate his father and brother. Even with his father's health issues and his brother dealing with family problems, Harry seems determined to make things worse. It's even suggested that Meghan, surprisingly, gave him good advice to drop the lawsuits, as they're not making him happy. This person doubts Harry can change. He seems bitter, and his sudden distancing from Meghan makes people wonder what's going on in his head. While there's always hope for change, Harry's bitterness and past actions don't look good. It seems he's finally starting to realize the consequences of his decisions, especially with this distancing from Meghan. This separation might force him to face the reality of their relationship. But real change would mean admitting his mistakes and doing something about them, which might even mean splitting up with Meghan. Their public personas and branding are so intertwined that separating will be a long and complicated process. It remains to be seen if Harry will find the strength to make amends and fix his mistakes. He might be starting to see some things clearly, like the disastrous Oprah interview, but he might still not fully understand the damage he's caused. As for Meghan, she could retaliate fiercely if pushed, revealing even more private details. Harry could face financial and personal problems if he keeps going down this road. Switching gears, the importance of online privacy is briefly mentioned, with a plug for Surfshark VPN. Going back to Harry and Meghan, American media outlets are becoming more critical of Meghan's business ventures, pointing out her failures and poor performance. This change in opinion shows the challenges she faces in business, likely due to bad planning and execution. Things for Harry and Meghan seem to be at rock bottom. This downward spiral seems set to continue, which might finally be a wake-up call for Harry, who seems to be realizing how bad things are. Their projects, especially Meghan's planned lifestyle series, have faced major problems. Serena Williams' lack of enthusiasm for the polo events is a clear example of their struggles. There's even talk that Netflix might cancel Meghan's show because of the polo documentary's failure. There are also growing concerns about how quickly Harry married Meghan, with some media outlets suggesting it was rushed. However, some people are skeptical of these claims, thinking they're part of a bigger attempt to change public opinion about Harry's choices. It's important to think about how their actions are affecting the royal family and the line of succession. Their seemingly contradictory actions of both criticizing and relying on the monarchy raise questions about what they really want and how it will affect their children. Their lack of transparency and disregard for royal traditions raises concerns about how their children will connect with their heritage and what it means for the monarchy.